And 3, 2, 1. Lower your mics, guys. Lower the mics. Gotta lower the mic sometimes. Yo, yo, yo to the yo, yo, yo. Phew! Let's go, 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 right? Bitcoin's moving. Thank you very much for visiting. I'm live. Today we're really going to be kind of covering a few things. I didn't do it under the Bitcoin moving because I'm going to be kind of jumping around from window to window because I've got some really kind of cool things that I want us to take a look at, as being that we are in the first week of December. I think that we should kind of set the standards, get a little bit of joy, a little bit of jingle bells out there, just to ease our weary minds for just a little bit. Okay, here we are, right? This is really fascinating. We're up on the session, 11,500, and I had said yesterday, actually last night, that if we did the 11.6, that I would come back in. And cleverly enough, we got to 11,589.98. Phew! I did not get the alarms to power up and come and spend some time with you guys. That did not happen. I'd also put out a little bit of a tell that if you are watching Bitcoin, especially in this magical month, you want to make sure that you check out, especially on Mondays, but I suggest that you do it every single day, from about 4:30 a.m. And it can be until 10 or 10:30, 10:15-ish, okay? You need to start making some markings. This is the New York Open. It's when the breath of the market is starting to kind of come and roil, and money flow, and the faxes are coming through, and the routing slips are being, processed for all of the markets. And you might just want to just start kind of taking a look at what the condition is of that time of the day. What's the condition of the market? Because for those of us that will be trading the futures market and be on the CME products and trading through IB, we will have our areas of dark time, but we will still need to be looking at the market. Every tick counts, right? So it's just a way that you can, keep your thinking cap on, mark your chart. Always have a good chart in front of you, and it's just another area of the chart that you can kind of look at. It's time-based.
I like that CNN post.
So hold on just a moment. Let me get this.
Admits his criticism of Bitcoin actually comes from regret of not buying.
I have another tab open, so let me put that on mute. And so we immediately were able to find this downwick. We didn't really know how it was going to resolve itself after it did violate the 96, but it came back to be supported by the 96, as you see here, right? As also the 243 barreled through the 10,000. So the 10,000, in many ways, although the 243 could be violated, let's talk the worst of the worst. And let's say that you wouldn't know. Well, if you're not following the chart, then clearly you are going to, get your head handed to you if you are not watching levels. And this is where the whole idea of technical analysis, whether or not it matters or not, well, there are price levels in the market that do matter. So price is king always, but price moves from left to the right. And we can, from the left, determine what the potential is of what will then happen, the progressive. The projected, not the predicted, the projected. What are the chances of things moving? How can we isolate some of these price points to then project what the risk model is? Okay, so, and I know I'm not saying that very professionally. I'm just saying that, just as a pedestrian, and what can happen, and also hearing a lot of people questioning technical analysis. Let me give you guys a wise up, okay? In lieu of being at the Tower of Babel and just repeating yourself and saying price is king, do you know that I've been in price calling rooms, and we'll have one guy that'll come in and say, I know what the price is, and then the room just shuts up. Nobody has anything to say anymore. Because you don't need me. You don't need anybody now, do you? Really? I mean, you have depth of market, right? You're playing the pinpoint, the tick by tick, if you guys know what that is. That's really all that you need, right? You don't need news. You don't need communication. You don't need collaboration. You don't need a curator. You don't need anybody, right? And that's why you're in the market. Because you're a what they call a lonely reed, and you don't need anything, you don't want anything, you just want to you want to get in, you don't even know where you're going to get out, because remember, we're not doing any technical analysis, so that means that you're not looking at your P and it's, by the way, it's a P and L, by the way, a P and L, profit and loss. You're not looking at that either. So at what point are you going to admit to yourself that all of things in life are and technical analysis? So why is it different from when you are looking at the market? The size of a stop sign, it's all technical analysis. The width of a roadway, the width of anything that's math driven, architecture, roadways, the size of the dollar bill. These are all things that are calibrated through technical analysis. So let's just kind of, I know I get into these, rants, but without it, we would all be at the Tower of Babel. And that is why we enjoy it so much, because we are able to talk and be mesmerized and learn more about technical analysis as price effects. Okay? It's not a self-fulfilling prophecy, by the way, okay? It is not a self-fulfilling prophecy that the move, as you can see, we are wedged in between the channel that was created from these two pinpoints here. It is either going to, as it did clearly up here, it is either going to retest, okay? It is going to retest this trend line, or it is going to fall through the 51, which is the support level. For Ruby, it is called when money is interested. It's the 51. And so as long as money is interested, and there's distance between price and the 8, which is right here, this little area right there, then we will have the inertia, risk will be on, buyers will come in, and the price will continue to rise. And then it goes in reverse. And it's not a prediction. We're conversing with each other under a projected model, not a predictive model. And I know I'm not saying any of that right. I clearly do not speak the King's English, right? Called a gypsy out there. So, okay, let's make sure that we are live and happy over on YouTube. So let me grab a YouTube link. Make sure that we're doing okay over there. And we are not on the front page live. It's kind of odd. There we are. Go ahead and grab a copy. That will stay in our little file folder. We're already on mute. Welcome the chat. Okay. And then we've been on for 9 minutes, which is far too long for me to remind you guys. And I have to get the screenshot here. How am I going to do this? All right, but we'll give this a try. We are going to bring this down. See if this works. and bring this up. If it doesn't work, it's okay. You'll be seeing my desktop. And let's go back over here. Up screen share application window and take us here and share. And there we go. We're 9 minutes in. I'm going to present that to everyone. There we go. Okay, so this is the call to action to subscribe to the channel. We're just testing this out, actually. Don't get too freaked out. I want to keep an eye on the price, too. Let's see. Okay, so this is the call to action for you to subscribe. I think 10 minutes in, I believe, is just far too late. If you are not subscribed to my channel and you would like to spend some time with me, whether it's to hear what I have to say about price and you know, the next move on price, then definitely subscribe. And if you want to be notified, although the notification maybe gets you into the stream about 24 minutes in. I do most of my uploads are long form content. I'm here for about an hour, and it could be at any time during the day or night. It's really when I kind of feel like it. I don't keep a schedule according to YouTube whatsoever. But these are the places that you can find my work. It's not a Pulitzer Prize a winner. I just kind of have these little sandboxes. And so there we are. And then I'm reminding you also that there's a couple of other kind of projects that we're working on. It's an open mic, trying to get that back up and going and try and get back into the old school Hangouts that we used to have where I send out panel link to you guys. Because we're doing this through Hangouts, not OBS, just the old school Hangouts. So that's why you're seeing all the screen share and all the gobbledygook up above there of the screen share that I'm showcasing. And so, okay, so that's a subscribe. We'll go back and work back over to the chart now. And let's see if I can figure out how to do that well enough. So if I bring up the chart, which is this screen right here, what happens to our Hangout? What happens? Okay, nothing. Right, so give me just a moment to switch that over. I have to find the Hangout now. Sorry, guys. Where is my Hangout? Okay, it's not there. Where is it? There we go. So it put me on dark. So that's kind of sloppy, but it's okay. It's actually better doing it this way than it is for me to try to do that OBS. 2018 will be the year of OBS. So this is what we're doing. It's just these are decent sized candles, probably driving a few people a little bit crazy. Ruby is still long, by the way. Ruby never did cross short. So the trade, the bigger trade, is still long. There was some softening at the top, which was to be expected. The pushback that we got, though, I think probably, got a few people out and a little bit disheveled. But if they had their wits about them, they would have understood that this is classic to Bitcoin. Now, I wouldn't want to take anything more off the table than to the 243 because that's a level that's well known in the legacy markets, whether it's the 200 in the legacy. You want to be watching and you have to, be pretty ballsy to take anything below that. But we have the break potential at 10,000. So that's always going to be the, the scary spot in the trade while we are range bound between 12,000 and 10,000, let's say. So it will always be the threat. You can do a Fibonacci between the 12,000 and the 10,000. And we can even do a Fibonacci swing. Maybe I'll do that live so that you can kind of calibrate where the direction of the trade is. But you'll notice that the trend line is pretty sturdy. And then, of course, the 51, 52 line is keeping this going, as I'd said. And then, of course, the 8, this is a typical, we'll go into a smaller time frame. So we can kind of see it on a more granular kind of 4x view. you'll notice that the 8-12 pinch, and now the trade is being supported by the 8. And the trajectory, you'll notice the 12 line is right there below it. It's still a tightening of the wallet, but the bots, air quote, the bots are responding to the 8 supporting the close. So this is a very typical Forex, pip on pip play. And so we went from 11, actually, what was the open? 11, the open was 11,364 to 11,544. So whoever's doing those minute scalps off of the 8, congratulations, joining the club. It's very cool stuff. And then let me make sure that we're good with the Hangout. So I'll have to do that quite a bit. That's why you hear me, my keyboard thumping around. And then we'll come back over to the chat. Okay, let's make sure that the Whitebot is working, and then we'll go into some very cool announcements that I'm going to share with you guys. Did you guys get enough news? All right, so you'll notice that you can command / red button. That'll give you something. So, see what that one is. All right, you can do it. There we go. And same thing, you can do rules. And those will be, that'll be a tweet where it kind of gives you the little, what's it called, like 3x5 cards about the rules about Ruby. And / signals, same sort of thing. I think signals works. So we're still playing around with the Nightbot. I know it's probably driving everybody crazy, but the Nightbot can be really cool for us, and being that it delivers us the trader rules. And I plan on building those out even further than they are. And maybe, because I spoke about each one of them in a kind of a paragraph form yesterday. I mean, I ran through the trader rules, but I also was very firm about what they meant. And each time I do that, I think maybe I'll be building up a little bit more muscle around why these rules are so important, and really encourage you to have your own set of rules wherever you get them from, but certainly all thoughtful people have rules. They don't live in a ruleless attitude. Now, if you're an entertainer or a comedian or a troll, you will go about your life in a ruleless way, getting whatever you can, however you can. So rules always establish, at least even if you break them, they establish what you've learned about the better way to live. So in my content, I'm always going back and forth. I changed my description, actually, that it's kind of a way of life. If you trade well, you'll live well, right? And once you learn how to earn, then you have enough room in your brain to begin to learn. And that might not happen right away. Most of us cram our brain with things that that we know, but then when it comes to earning anything, we don't know jack. So learning how to earn first, if you can, is a good thing, because it leaves a lot more room to learn more complex things in your life, things that will help you, your neighbors, obviously your family, but your township, business leaders, your municipal governments. You'll be in a place where you can learn more. So that's why I give myself the liberty to just, chat. And we've been streaming for 19 minutes, so here we go. You guys ready? Since we're just flirting inside of that channel. I am going to introduce you to someone, and first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look up his name. Okay. And let me make sure that we go to his About Me page. All right. This is Mubs. I call him Mubs. That's it. This is how I know him. I know of Mubs because he used to hang out with, first of all, I'm going to give you a little story first, and then I'm going to share with you a build that he's working on. And I think he's going to be, this build will become the first banner, the first, I think it's called a header for my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be using the YouTube banner not for me, but for people that I want to advertise. And there's no compensation in what I'm doing right now. When there is compensation, and you guys know through my disclaimer that whenever I'm being compensated, you guys would know about it. But these are just tests and ideas that I'm trying to implement. And I learned that from him. An idea is one thing. An executed idea is a dream come true. You have to be able to execute your ideas. And it's not because ideas are one in a dozen, but here I want to introduce you to, okay? There is his About Me page right there. That is Mubs. Mubashar. Mubashar, Mr. Mubs, came to my life through Blab. That's how I found out about him. And soon after Blab went live and I learned about him, Product Hunt, of course, was already out, okay? And Product Hunt decided that it would do what's called the Maker of the Year. Now, they had done one, if I'm not mistaken, for the prior year for Nomadist. So Mubs is I believe, the second earner of the Product Hunt Makers of the Year. I have to check on that just to make sure, see about that. But he was the 2016 Product Hunt Maker of the Year. If you don't know about Product Hunt, let me grab Product Hunt's page. The best new products every day. Product Hunt was recently, it's called an acquisition, whether it's a funding or a full acqui-hire of the company. That is Product Hunt by AngelList. And you spend any time over at Product Hunt, you're basically hooked because you get everything. You get products, people, ideas, sense of community, conversation. The Ask Me Anythings are off the hook over there. And so this is Ryan Hoover and others' brainchild, and people that, oh my gosh, they are just so interesting, this group of creators. And they are. That's what they are. And Mubs was the Product Hunt Maker of the Year. And to put things into perspective, let me tell you about Nomadist. Pietro. Level CSIO. Okay, this is Nomadist. You will not see a build out there. This is the 2005 maker? Now I have to look. I think he was. Okay. This is who he is. This is what he's built. And I follow him over in a Telegram of people that are doing what's called coding and dropping, okay? Coding and shipping, and coding and pushing it out. And that is Nomad List. You have not seen a rocket scientist in action, this fellow. So Mubs, even though they have two completely different personalities, these are our rocket scientists. These are people that are, that are building things that we can use. So, why would I bring up Mubs today? Well, because Mubs is a maker. He creates things, ideas, and he makes them happen by using the web. And he has come up with a website called, you're going to love it, How Much Is a Bitcoin Worth.com. How much is a Bitcoin worth.com? Okay, and I'm going to change my screen up here as we kind of loop and lace, and price was coming down and around. Okay, I will go over to my Hangout and let me change the window. So let me take it back over to voice. And there's Nomad List. There's Mub's About Me, and his contact information. Also visit his Twitter and follow him over to his Twitter, which is, this is his Twitter. All of this will be archived as a comment in the chat box down below once we close things up. I pop out my chat, I make a full copy, I take it to G+, I put it in a post, and then I re-comment on my own video, so that if you are missing a link, or if a link isn't open or what have you, that can sometimes help things. Okay, so how much is a Bitcoin worth? All right, let me bring down my chart, and let me bring up his tab. And just give me one little minute to fix some things. All right, and I'm probably going to have to go back over to make sure that I've got all the bits and pieces about this that I don't know everything. Okay, I don't know everything about exactly everything about the site. So I know that we will return to this because it is fantastic work. Okay, let me go to Hangout and take us back over to screen share. There we go. And let me introduce you to, if you're ready. Are you guys ready? Did you hit that like button and that subscribe button? Because this is so cool. Okay, you're gonna love it. I want you to comment in the chat so that we can engage Mubs and what he's doing, and what the promises of this sort of release. And here we go. Okay, present to everyone. Welcome. This is like this. This is how much, see right here, how much is a Bitcoin worth? You'll notice right here at the header that it gives you a refresh button, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But this is a pull of what the current index price is of Bitcoin. It's 11,513.23. And he's giving us the 24-hour, the high, the low, the change in the market cap. So this is just useful on the fly. I think you know that there are other places that you can get this. But I would much rather just get it from him, you know, and support how much is a Bitcoin worth. I think that this is, it's just brilliant. And it's different because it's not news driven, right? He's not like shoving all this data, but he's able to deliver it to us. So none but look down below what he's done. He's told you, he's put some context around. Now that we know what the price is, right? But really, how much is a Bitcoin worth? What can you do with it? What's out there that equals or a portion of a Bitcoin, okay? So he has got, and you can refresh, and we'll do that too. He has a curated list on each page of 3 products. And he gives the list price through the Amazon link and what that would be in Bitcoin, right? So it's really kind of an almanac. Gives a little description with also another link to the Amazon. And then he curates these products. So you know that these products are either top sellers, things that people are looking at on Amazon, or that they are curated through the mindful eye of Mubs. And look at the simplicity of this. And then, of course, you can be directed to the Coinbase here. You can share the page here. There's his Twitter. Now, I think How Much Is a Bitcoin Worth looks like it has its own Twitter account. It looks like it has its own Facebook page, I believe. And then, of course, there is the email. And look at how gorgeous this is. Okay, and we can refresh too. So let me go over to my Twitter. If you don't mind, give me just one moment here. And I will read to you the number is how many of those things you could buy with 1 Bitcoin. So that's what that number is on the left, as we had talked about this. How many scooters, how many of these scooters, and I love the math, how many of these scooters could you buy with 1 Bitcoin right now? And obviously these are all responsive prices, I guess, because he's able to get the prices and then relate them back to the products. So this serves, what's really cool about this, and I'm just, I'm going to change my banner, and you're going to be seeing more of this. I'm going to see if I can squeeze it in and just make it look like a good advert for How Much Is a Bitcoin Worth. I love it. I love him. I think he's just absolutely fabulous. And there's a group. There's, like 15 guys that think, guys and girls, that think a certain way, and then they execute on it. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. So that is how much is a Bitcoin worth. I've given you all the contact information. And let me make sure that we can. So that's that. There's the Hangout. And I'll go back over to here. Okay, so that's what it is. And definitely follow if you will. Do yourself a favor. Always follow really bright people. They just do the coolest stuff. So that is How Much Is a Bitcoin Worth. And I'll refresh live so you guys can actually see that happen. So we go back over here to the upper right. HowMuchIsABitcoinWorth.com. Refresh. And then here we go. So there's the price. 24-hour change is up $595. So you could either look at that and look at your P&L and be all happy, or you could understand that, 1 Bitcoin, and there's the Fitbit icon, and you could buy, just imagine this, you can buy 38.46 Fitbits. Isn't that cool? You could buy one for everyone in your neighborhood. Here's the GoPro. 1 Bitcoin will buy 23.07 of these products. Isn't that fun? And here's the Minecraft bundle. And 1 Bitcoin will buy 41 of those. So I just love it. He's just so much fun. I want to just keep this up all day. I want to be, I want to refresh because I want to know, I want to know what he's curating. And also what Amazon is up to, what they're selling the most of, and so it's just got all those things, and then I don't have to look at all this other fluff. This is another thing about Mub's work, is that I'm not looking at all this other stuff. This is it's easy on the eye, it's easy to understand, it's getting the point across. It has all the attributes of just the most elegant way of building a website, and of course the simplicity allows for him to be more of a creative as well. Just think about that. It's like if you spend too much time on the Mona Lisa, don't they say that a true artist knows when to stop? And well, of course they know when to put the brush on the canvas, but then they do know when to stop. Not the easiest thing to do, and not all of us are built for this, but he certainly is. So we love him. We want to send out that love, and we want to keep the How Much Is a Bitcoin Worth going and going. We'll refresh for the 3rd time, and then look at that. There's the Phantom, the DJI Phantom 3, the AirPods, which I get. I think people are getting like these custom colored or something. I don't know. So those are really cool. Here's the Acer Chromebook convertible. Love, love, love that. Look at that, $300 for that little piece of genius right there. And so that's it. Okay. I don't know. You guys have to let me know, I guess. All right, so we'll go back over to the Hangout and make sure that everything looks good, and it does. And I think it looks pretty fancy schmantz on the YouTube. I think it does. Go back over to YouTube and make sure. Yeah, it looks great. Looks really, really great. So I'll just keep that up. How many? We have 35 minutes in. Okay, so you've got all of that background. You've got his Twitter. And as time goes on, I'll share more about some of the projects that he is building that I really, really like. But this one today just seemed to kind of fit everything, you know, being that it's the season of giving, and so it's got a lot of cool things like that going on. Well, that is kind of some nutty news. Wow. Okay. So we now know that the Nightbot is not working. I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to keep talking about it too, because I guess I think if I talk about it and if I rattle the cage enough that maybe it will start working, but it's not working. So I'll go ahead and get the rules put in the chat. And I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's talk about trader rule number 1. This you would have received this in the Nightbot on the first moment that we were here. And it's to remind you to remain alert and to eat well and to always hydrate. And get into rule 2. Rule 2, you would be getting that rule every 10 or on the 10-minute hour. I guess I just don't know exactly how this is supposed to work, the Nightbot. It was so fun the first week or so. Man, it was fun because okay, and then this is the one that I have to really reword. I think I reworded it. Maintain your privacy above all. Remember, you are a trader to use the internet, not to be used by the internet, such as trolls. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, so that's rule number 3. Rule number 4. Man, this one's heating up too, by the way, guys. This rule needs its own hour. Trader rule number 4. When hearing the woes of others, be on high alert. There are bitcoins lost to cons every day. And I'll tell you what, I need to transcribe everything. That's what I need to do, because I am hearing some twisted stuff out there. And I want you to know, bitcoins are lost to cons every day. Don't let it happen to you. Surround yourself with really good, clear thinking, sober, you don't hear their mother yelling at them in the background. Oh yeah. We're talking about, a higher up. And I'm hearing them yell at their mother, right? I mean, we don't want to be hanging around, no, and listening and accepting what they have to say about anything as gospel. If they're mistreating like that, and it's okay, right? I mean, they're online. Everyone has a right to a private life, absolutely. But when you're online and you can hear yourself toking, snorting in a bar, yelling at your parents, speeding, you're in a car, I mean, all this kind of thing. Please, people, please, look at where the trade is at. In fact, we will refresh. Let me go ahead and refresh. We'll refresh. We will refresh ourselves right now, thanks to how much is a Bitcoin. And we're making money while you're here with me, $601.90. The scooter is still up. The Star Trek Borg Cube refrigerator, how fun is that? Holds 3, 6, and 9-pack of Coke, and you can buy 82 of them and buy one for every employee at the car dealership. How fun is that? And then there's the Polaroid Cube. Look at that. Look at how many you can buy. 76 of those. Make everybody so happy. How cute is that? Love, love, love. Thanks for the refresh, Mubs, on over at How Much is a Bitcoin Worth. And thank you very much for hanging out with Beauty as we just keep making money. $601.90. Yes, I'll put the disclaimer in the description today. All right, rule number, oh no, that's it. We just have 4 rules now, 4 rules. The next one is the subscribe. If you have found any value by now, and you enjoy me, I was called a week or so ago, I'm an acquired taste. And I'm like, okay, I guess I have to accept my fate that I'm an acquired taste. But if you're still watching, leave a like. It's called smash the like button or smack the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And, we're on this crazy push to receive 10,000 lifetime viewers because that's kind of when YouTube might look upon us kindly when we have 10,000 viewers. And so that gets counted towards the viewership. And, of course, how much I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's also cool. All right, then contact. Let's say you've heard about me or you've seen my Twitter or you're stopping by and et cetera, et cetera. I am, for the most part, on all social media channels. And you can actually see in the banner, there's a list. There's also my subscriber end slate has all the places that you can kind of find me. And then my DMs are open. So, and in the month of December, for the most part, I'll almost go live every day. So you can always drop in the chat. I use what's called the discussion tab. I get notified over there, just like anybody does. So that seems to work out pretty well. And so that's really it for the Nightbot. Those are all the things that the Nightbot does for us so far. Even though I'm thinking, man, I need to get back in there and change up some stuff, because what happened here? Let's see. Can't move my window. Let's get that down. Move that window around. And get the chart back up again. Thank you very much to Mubs. And move around the Hangout. Okay. Come back over here, screen application. Now we have, oh, good. Ah, all right. So if I have the application window and have those stacked up, then that's how I can. So stack up the full-sized. Remember that. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll end the last few minutes just looking at the chart. think you guys kind of know where it is, but we'll come out to the 15-minute. So you can see that we're filling in this range, this area here. Now, if we look really at the formation, especially since we were able to pick up, you can see that this is an ascending, what is it, guys? Tell me. Go ahead. Let me go, because there's the apex, right? So it's an ascending wedge. It can be also an ascending triangle. The upper pieces, though, here, this is a perfected channel, so that is a true support resistance channel. But by building these two wicks here, we can now see that, yes, price indeed can fill in this entire area. This is the full range of the risk. So let's see if the market prefers this price. I do know that a lot of people had interest in being in that $10,000 wick. I think similarly they will have interest in finding themselves at the $12,000 wick. It's just a matter of how we're going to get there in this very busy, very, very busy December, people. Super, super busy. Don't know exactly what's going to happen with all the things, and so much news has come out as well. So, all right, well, that's what we'll do. We will end it with the subscribe. So let me get that placard up. That one up. And then come over, back over to the Hangout. Change that up. I can probably make this a little faster. Here's the share. All right, and we're going to close it up. You've been spending time with Beauty Bubble. This has been live. I'm live, yeah. This is not a recording of something that I did in my studio. No, I'm live. Kitty click. Here we are. And crypto charts and chat with me. Remember, I really just get to talk about basically whatever I would like, but I always try and give you the best charts that are in my books and in front of me. You've been looking at the Ruby chart, and the chat will be made part of the comment section down below if you're interested in how to find out more about Ruby. There's lots of different things about her over at the blog spot. You'll notice that there, the beautybubble.blogspot.com. My Chart Chat Connect WordPress page is set up where it accepts all the if this, then, and that, the videos that are connected with YouTube. And in the section down below there should be a link to the full chat. There's my Twitter. And something that I've had for a long, long time, I actually have followers over there but never posted anything. The Instagram, the Beauty Bubble Live Instagram, I don't really know what to do over there. But this card is all about if you have found any value, if you enjoy just the whole time with me, and it's all cool stuff, then you definitely want to follow the arrow and subscribe here on YouTube. Because I like to tell people what to do, apparently. I did hear that too, that when Beauty starts telling you what to do and push your weight around, that's when people that's when people start to run. And they do. Okay. All right, so that's really it. That is it. And we will make sure that we pop out the chat so we don't lose it. Put it down below. And there we go. I'll see you guys later.